Hey guys, what is going on? It's BeckoningCow here, and welcome back to another MTG video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to win 100% of your games on Magic Arena. So basically, I was going through trying all the different decks. So I played some of the Mono Black Devotion. I played some of the archetypes that are coming up with the release of Theros, and I came back to the Jund Food deck because I was thinking, in all of the matches I was playing and I was getting some difficulty, I was just thinking like of how good this deck could be in that scenario. So how many pings I can get with Mayhem Devil, having the Korvold, having Casualties of War, and I was just kind of thinking to myself, I'm kind of wish I was still playing this deck, and I was thinking to myself, well, no, it's that the new set's been released. Don't go back to it. There are better decks now with the new cards that have been released, and I'm sure that there is a great deck out there to be built with the cards, but currently I haven't found a deck which has such a high win rate as this Jund Food deck. That is mainly why I've named it Jund Food versus Theros, because basically with the new set, people are trying to build all of the decks which they're hearing are really good, and just trying new decks, whereas in reality, Jund Food is still a very good deck, and I think there are changes to be made to it to fit it into the Theros meta. However, I do feel currently that this deck does really well. So I've currently played, I think it's 8 games with this deck, and I've won all 8 of them. Which, I mean, it's a bit of a stupid, like, unbelievable number for me to say, but last night I was playing with Mono Black Devotion. I'd started back in gold after the new season, but I just wasn't getting the results which I just really wanted from a deck. Like, I expected Mono Black to be totally conquering and just great, but in fact I found it to be um quite subpar. In fact, like, it was good at times, but just a lot of the time I was relying on draws, and I just didn't quite like the reliability of it. I felt that it was like very luck based, whereas with this deck, I think it's less luck based. There's a lot of things to do to draw cards, like stall out the games to get cards. Whereas with Mono Black, there's a little bit less of that certainty with it. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to easily, and I mean easily, rank up in the new set, just quickly, because I would recommend doing this very soon before people catch on to this. Um, and I know full well that by me releasing a video of it, I'll be kind of alerting more people to this kind of broken deck within the meta currently. But I mean, that's fine. At most, like, it won't change the meta me releasing a video. Not that many people will watch it. But with that being said, I'll just kind of go through the cards and like how it's actually that good. So Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven. Now these are both really, like, the combo between these is really good because when they're swinging in with a big creature, you can just block it with a Cauldron Familiar and tap and sack it with the Witch's Oven. It just negates the damage and then you can just bring it back. That's because there are less kind of trample creatures in standard now. And also, with this, you get 2 sack triggers, which with Mayhem Devil causes you to be able to ping a lot of their creatures. So whatever they play, really, you should be able to get maybe 3 or 4 like sack triggers every turn. So there aren't many creatures with more toughness of 3 or 4 that you would actually want to kill. So the the only thing I can think of is Cavalier of Thorns, which has 6 toughness guaranteed. But at the same time, I don't really like to kill the Cavalier of Thorns just because it gets him to put probably a Nissa or a Hydroid Krasis or an Agent of Treachery on top of their library. At which point, that's a lot better for them to have on the field than his Cavalier of Thorns. Mainly because the Cauldron Familiar blocks the Cavalier of Thorns when it attacks, sacks it with the Witch's Oven, no damage, job's a good 'un. And also, if Mayhem Devil's out, you can get a few um, triggers to hit their life. And also the other decks such as Dimir, Esper, there's even a Grixis deck which I've played with this, but this deck seems to work against all of them. It's really kind of uncanny how good this is, because in the previous meta, don't get me wrong, this was a really good deck, but it seemed to struggle against the Simic decks and um, so it seemed to struggle against Simic and Azorius Control. However, in this format, it just seems to be a lot safer and a lot easier to get the wins, basically. So with that being said, let's get into the games. Because the Paradise Druids will need, and then with a Fabled Passage, I will sack it to get a green source, just because I definitely need to get the mana fixing online. Actually, I'll kind of wait and I'll see what he plays first. That's what I would always recommend you guys do. So what I'll do is I'll put a stop on his end step, just to remind myself to do it. There's been a few games where it's skipped. Okay. Yeah, so I definitely need to be ramping out here. Alright, so here we go. Just go get for a green mana. And pray for a land, basically. If we don't hit a land, then this could go very sour for us. It's gone sour. Alright. Let's drop an oops. Okay, against Simic, especially the ramp variant because of a Leafkin Druid falling behind is definitely not what we like to see. We can come back into the game, especially if we can... Yeah, we're not going to be able to. Okay, so bouncing. Okay, it's not bouncing. Alright, here we go. Time to start working. Alright, let's build up. Nothing this guy can do to stop us at this point. We're cooking on gas. Alright, Cavalier of Thorns comes in. No problem whatsoever. What we'll do... Okay, he's got to claim the Theros one actually. So he's actually playing Teemo Reclamation. Okay, so he's going to do that again. But actually what this does is it just mills his deck, which I'm kind of fine with. He didn't actually find a land there, which I'm very happy with. Okay, so what we need to do is we just need to build up our mana base. So I'll bring in the Cauldron Familiar. It's a nice blocker for the Cavalier of Thorns, and with the Trail of Crumbs I'll actually be able to play it. I mean, this turn, it's not actually like imperative that we do block. If I get a land, I'll bring in the the Korvold. What's this guy going to bring in? Hydroid Crisis for 4. Okay, well, I mean, I've got a card which is... Maybe, hopefully he bounces this. Pray to God. Okay, he doesn't. Ah, it doesn't come in untapped, does it? We'll get a black source anyway. Tough decisions here. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to play a Trail of Crumbs and another Cauldron Familiar, just because I will actually block the Cavalier of Thorns this time. And then what I'll do is I'll just put the Korvold in. Okay, Risen Reef. So now he's played a Risen Reef, it actually kind of makes me want to play the Mayhem Devil, just because I'll be able to quickly kill it before it can get a bit more value off. If he plays a Nissa here, then my response will change. Neoform. Search library for a creature card, convert to card's cost. So maybe he gets another Risen Reef? Yeah, okay. Alright, so he's got 3 mana here. So we're actually playing against elementals. I haven't actually played against elementals yet. We will have a good sideboard against it. I hadn't actually kind of clocked that it was elementals until he's just played that. But okay. Jeez, the value. And I'm not a fan of this guy's name. Can I just point out this guy's name is not appropriate. Okay, so we'll put one of the Cauldron Familiars in front. Okay, and what we can do is if we get a land, we're going to kill the Chandra. So may that be with a actually what's good about the sack triggers with the the Chandra is that I can kill his Risen Reefs and the like with them. So I feel like I can start controlling this board here. That might be stupid of me, but hey, I'm a risky guy. What can I say? So, Mayhem Devil comes in. we sacrifice the land, and what do we do with that? We will ping the Risen Reef. We do not want that getting out of hand whatsoever. Then we'll get a black source of mana, and we will kill the... Yeah, we will kill... We can swing... Yeah, we can only swing for 2. So we will kill the Chandra. We go down to 8, but then we've got the 2 Cauldron Familiars to leave up as blockers. And I will play the Korvold. And hope he doesn't have any responses. He does have a fair chunk of cards in his hand though. And that I am not... Like, this is going to be a mountain to climb to get back into this game. However, I feel like we can do it. We can... This guy has 24. So basically maybe we focus on trying to deck... Okay, alright, he's got an Issa. He has an Issa. Action stations, guys. Alright, he's got 23 cards left in his library. We have to survive for 23 elementals.
The land fights for us.
With the perfect card. This guy will have like the perfect cards within his deck. So he's got nothing this. Alright. This is the point in which we concede. So we've lost game 1, however I feel game 2 could be a bit different. We can put some cards into our deck and just make it a lot better to combat this deck. So what we are going to want to do is we're going to want to put a full set, well, 3 Massacre Girls in. We're going to take out a Casualties of War, bit too slow. Vraska can be nice. Take out a Paradise Druid, Gilded Goose, just once again a little bit too slow. What else could we have? Drill bits could be nice against Nissa decks. I feel like I'm just going to leave it like this. Let's just go in like this and we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure that being on the play this game, and hopefully we actually get lands, because last game we started off so poorly with our lands, put us so far behind, and actually I feel like that game would have gone a lot differently, because we would have been able to get our Mayhem Devil out sooner, and just be able to start getting our, building our board up, and preventing a lot of that from happening, getting our Korvold up sooner. So this game, hoping for lands. If we get lands, we'll probably win. This is just... We've just got to hope. I've never been mana screwed with this deck. Well, I haven't been mana screwed with this deck in a long time. So, hopefully, it doesn't happen twice in a row. If it does, we know that Wizards of the Coast are trying to give us a signal. You've gotten too many wins in a row with this deck. Stop. So, play first. This is nice. I will accept this. Just put a Castle Locthwain in to start with. And then next turn we'll Trail of Crumbs. Hopefully this guy keeps mulliganing, because I saw him mulligan his first hand, maybe even his second hand. I'm not totally sure. Okay, just his first hand, alright. We were not that lucky. Now, next turn I'll play Stomping Ground, tapped Cauldron Familiar, just to get the board pressure online. Then the turn after I'll play Forest, Cauldron Familiar, Trail of Crumbs. So I like that we've already got a way to play out our hand without having to rely on draws. Not like we were last game. Alright, Scry. This is kind of key. Alright, he tops it, so it might be that he's like, he needs land or something like that. Okay, Cauldron Familiar comes down. Stomping Ground coming in tapped. Next turn we can Trail of Crumbs and Cauldron Familiar. Get some kind of board pressure online. Paradise Druid. Okay, so what we're going to... Okay, Massacre Girl, that is very nice for us. Love that. So what we'll do is we'll swing in. If he blocks, it slows him down. Trail of Crumbs. Bit risky actually, using the auto tapper, because it could have auto tapped and tapped Swamp. Not Swamp, sorry, Castle Locthwain. Axe is kind of the same thing, but you know, let's be a bit more accurate around here. A bit more professionalism, you know what I mean? Maybe he's got a... Okay, 3, so... Fassa, okay. Alright, so next turn we'll just swing in with both Cauldron Familiars. he doesn't know that we've got a Vraska in hand that we would like to play. And I'm pretty sure he likes his mana. We'll plus him. We're not going to actually get rid of anything, because we want the food for the Cauldron Familiars. Okay. Alright, so that comes in to kill her. And also with -1/-1s, it will actually kill Thassa. Passage. Witch's Oven. That is very nice. I quite like that here. I will plus the Vraska. Decline. Next combat. No attacks at turn. What we'll do is we'll block with both of the Cauldron Familiars if he attacks. Like, this is a very nice position to be in because we only have to get 9 points of damage with these Cauldron Familiars. Okay. Hopefully he turns all of his lands into creatures. Okay, we only need 2 creatures alive to be able to start killing lands. And what I'll do is I'll sacrifice this one to save this one, and the other one I will let die. Not in a cruel way, but like, I'll kill the Paradise Druid with it. Vraska will survive, and all in all will come out of that quite nice. Resolve, yeah, I'm not sure I want to do anything. And we'll bring in this, sacrificing it, so we gain. So we'll tap the forest, see if we get anything good. There's the Mayhem Devil, which is very nice. Also, if he manages to give his lands indestructible, if they do get minused, well, actually, this is a bit of a thing. Do I play the Massacre Girl next turn? That is the question. I'm not quite sure. No, I don't think I do. I think I'll leave up the ability to kill the Nissa. So let's go to my turn. Yeah, so I think the ability to... Oh, it's sacrifice anything. Let's just decline that one. Next. No attacks. End turn. So if he pluses... What I'm aiming to do here is he pluses a land, bringing his Nissa up to 8. Then I will sacrifice my... Okay, Leafkin Druid. Fair enough. Therefore, I'm sacrificing that, bringing in something with power 3. So probably, yeah, Steamkin? Very weird Steamkin. Steamkin is an elemental, but so he gains 1 life.
Behold nature's true power.
Alright, so this is basically the way to win the game. Pass the blockers. Block like... let's just block like so. Let's go to full control actually. What I'll do is I will... So, in case he has any plays on his second main, what I will actually do here is I'll get my Swamp now. And now we have to be very careful not to misclick here. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Destroy the Nissa. Auto pay. Then we'll sack the Cauldron Familiar, then we can bring it in and gain a land. Our Vraska will die here, but I mean, I think that's pretty inconsequential. So we're just kind of setting up for the best possible Massacre Girl. Hopefully he plays a creature here. I don't think he should have any counters in hand. So now we've killed all of his creatures. No. Next combat. End turn. Then next turn we can bring in a Trail of Crumbs. He's only got 2 mana up to do things with. I've got a Murderous Rider to shoot down his stuff. There we go, and that is the win. So Massacre Girl is probably the greatest card to have in a sideboard against any Nissa deck because it does fully get rid of the lands, and it's just brutal against them. So let's go again and hope that we get a similar Massacre Girl to cannon ourselves further into Platinum rank, and hopefully with my help, I'll get you guys up to Mythic rank, and then you can start competing in the tournaments. That's what I want from you guys. I want you guys to get to be the best Magic players you could possibly be. I'm not saying I'm a perfect Magic player. I would say I'm pretty good. I wouldn't say I'm like outstanding. But in theory, I kind of know what you should do at most points within the game. Every now and again, I'll make a little bit of a misplay. Like when I played the Massacre Girl, I should have sacked one of her Cauldron Familiars first, or I should have at least turned full control on so that in response to the ability, I could have sacrificed a Cauldron Familiar, once again getting more -1/-1s, but I get the food and the ability to bring it back. However, that's just an oversight. I think we would always have got that result then. But I think the key there was to hold off a turn to be able to kill the Nissa first, taking away his ability to ramp a little bit further, and just be able to have a chance at coming back there, you know? Like if he played a Forest, he would have had 5 mana open, I think, at which point he can play a Cavalier, and then he's very much back in the game. Like, that's not what we like to see. What we want to see is we want to cripple him. We want to make it so that he can't do anything. And here, although we've not got much, we've got the Massacre Girl, and that's better than anything else. Okay, Massacre Girl and Trail of Crumbs. Well, we're not going to get a better start than that, I don't think. Leafkin Druid, alright. Trail of Crumbs. So next turn we'll be able to sack our food to the Trail of Crumbs, gaining 3 life. Okay, so he's got no blue source actually. That's what I'm kind of noticing here. He's got no blue source to be able to act upon. Maybe he's going to play a blue land now. There we go. But it's like you've got to constantly be making these kind of judgment calls. Okay, Hydroid Crisis for 2. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Murderous Rider in hand. So we'll wait to do the Trail of Crumbs thing, because what we could do is if he plays a Nissa, just kill the Nissa. Bit cruel, I know, but those things have to be done sometimes. Okay, he plays faster. Sacrifice food. So we actually gain 1 life this turn and a card. His creatures are tapped. Alright, so we get a Witch's Oven there. Alright, bounces that. So he's got 1 green mana open, guys. What is he threatening? What could he possibly be threatening with that insane? No idea.
Before I make you disappear. Everyone is expendable.
So, decline.
Except me.
We don't need card draw that badly. If anything, all he's going to be able to do this turn is play a land into a Nissa, swing at my Vraska for 5. Omnath deals 2 damage for that, sorry. Because Hydroid Crisis is not an elemental as much as it wants to be. I know deep down that the Hydroid Crisis is probably just... Okay, alright. That's not 2 damage. Huh. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll play this turn. So we'll play the Gilded Goose, getting a food kind of generating. Play a Witch's Oven. So what is his ability? Whenever a line enters the battlefield, +1/+1 counter on target. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. So I don't think that's actually much of a problem for us at this current point. What I can actually do is I can play the Massacre Girl. And then I can sack the Gilded Goose to get the death trigger to kind of start the ball rolling. But what I think I might want to just kill the Omnath. It's just if you can play a Nissa here, that's when like that's why I'm holding up my Murderous Rider. Okay, Murderous Rider goes down.
This land, we are all connected.
Right, in response to that, let's just kill Nissa. No point to keep it around, bothering us. Right, so he can swing at us for 10 here. That's like, I don't mind so much. Alright. So I don't think there's any way for him to sack it. So what he's just going to do is he's just going to bounce it to get himself a food. Oh, so he gets to keep it, does he? Oh, that's how it is. It's not exactly very fair, is it? Like Cavalier of Night. Then... yeah. So does that class as an elemental then? Huh. Okay. So I'm thinking here that we're just going to have to play the Massacre. Okay, alright. Agent of Treachery. What's he going to steal? I think he's got us here, guys. We just... Seven, 13. Yeah, good game. He's got us. Okay, so we play first in this game. Alright, this hunt looks okay. We can keep it. Play a castle first just because we don't know what we're going to draw into. Okay, so we're playing against what seems to be a sacrifice deck, I would like to assume. Right, so what we'll do here is we'll sack that to get a red source of mana. If anything, it kind of alludes to him that we're doing like a kind of a Rakdos aggro kind of deck. Right, we might have to go a little bit slower because he might be able to sacrifice the priest, so he might not want to actually. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave up the mana to be able to Murderous Rider it. Because otherwise there's a possibility that he could sacrifice the priest. So in response to him playing any creatures, I'll just put the Mayhem Devil down. Sorry about that. Class 2 attackers. Right, kill the priest. So we go down to 12 here. That's fine by me. in goes our Murderous Rider. We're just kind of playing around the priest here. There's no other real way to explain it. See, because his priest is actually pretty good here. We sacrificed this just to be able to get the food out of it. Oh, and he's got 2 creatures to be able to do that again. Oof. Ooh, what a play. That's pretty nice. Okay. So what we're actually going to do is we're just going to kill the 2 creatures. So he's actually got to just bring out something of his own to be able to deal with it. And then just worst case scenario, what we'll do is we'll sacrifice the Mayhem Devil to get another trigger off to kill something. Next turn we can Korvold. But the Priest of Forgotten Gods is just, it looks very good against us right now. What has he got to play? Just the fact that we're not a very swarmy deck currently, okay. Nightmare Shepherd. Okay. Now I've got Korvold on the battlefield, I'm feeling a little bit better. Yeah, we'll ping him. We could kill one of the priests here, but I'm not sure that I like that line of play so much. What we can do is we can just keep swinging in with the Korvold now. Next turn we'll play a Trail of Crumbs. And then we'll sack the food as we attack, hoping to get a Cauldron Familiar. Because if we get Cauldron Familiar, we can just keep tapping and sacking. This deck does work quite well against these sacrifice decks. I haven't quite played against like the blue. Sorry, where did that come from? The white deck, like the white addition to black. But I've played against this kind of mono black deck. Obviously, when it's mono black, not without the white. So I'm not quite sure what he's got. Maybe he's got Hushbringer in the deck, and that's why he's playing it. However, that's kind of countering his own deck as well. So I don't know. What could he be playing? He could be playing Elspeth. So, what does it say? Those 2 top creatures. Okay. Oh, and then he's going to sack both of those. Seems to me like your priests are getting killed, mate. He gets another copy, actually, to be fair. I sacrifice it, it turns into a 1-1. So I sacrifice my Mayhem Devil here. Kill the 1-1. I get to put a counter on my Korvold, drawing a card. Okay. I'm not too unhappy about what's going on here. Yeah, okay. So, next turn, what I'm probably going to do... Okay, so I'm going to kill the Shepherd. Gain a Trail of Crumbs. Go to combat. Swing. Kill the Elspeth. Sacrifice a food. So I draw a card. Okay, alright. This is nice. Like, we can kind of recover from this position here. Obviously, it's not going to be that easy. However, I feel it's possible. And a turn. So he doesn't have a 4 mana yet to be able to cast that for his graveyard. Also, I'm not sure how many cards are in his graveyard for him to enable him. So is this escape, exile 4 other cards? So he does actually have that possibility. What I see him doing here is just Priest of Forgotten Gods. Like, this is going to be a very tough one for us to win. I feel we can win it, but it's going to be tough. Alright, so he could tap the land to get the creature to sack, but yeah, this works just as well for him. Priest of Forgotten Gods just is very good for us against us, and he's managed to get 3 of them. I'm not putting that down as a reason that we lost per se, but it doesn't help, does it? Let's be real, it does not help. You sacrifice this, draw an SS card. Okay, Cauldron Familiar here is great. We can kill that blasted Priest of the Forgotten Gods and actually get us into a relatively okay position. If we draw a land, it's better for us, but because we can sack the food along with. Okay. Alright, okay. So even so, we can kind of force his hand, resolve, bye-bye Trail of Crumbs. Okay, we didn't quite get the land, but I'm still thinking that this is good. So he's got to sacrifice his Gutter Bones, because obviously I'm not going to let that resolve. Sorry, not resolve. Obviously I'm not going to let that. Well, actually, what I'm going to do for next turn is when the Doom Foretold triggers. So he got ourselves up to 7 life. Actually, that's quite respectable. He's got to kill the Gutter Bones, and now he's actually got to do something. Right, so I ping him for 1 with the sack trigger, and then I'll sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar on my turn because I can just bring it straight back. Then maybe Elspeth. Oath of Kaya. Okay. So we still get rid of. So we still sacrifice Cauldron Familiar here. Alright, Mayhem Devil comes in. Alright, and he's just quit the game. Alright, well that works pretty well for us. Like, he could have still had stuff to kind of come back in the game, but it's quite nice to win game 1. Sorry, as much talk as I gave about this deck has won 8 games in a row, it had, but then it's just lost the last game against some Elementals deck. I probably won't show the game actually. Actually, I will show the game. It was quite interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Hope to see me lose against the deck I just bragged about winning with. But okay, so we play this deck. Let's get Casualties of War in. Casualties of War in, not Casualties of War in. We get. So we'll take a Cavalier of Night out. Vraska can be very nice. Murderous Rider could be nice. Drop down on these 2. We'll leave it like that. This gives us the best chance of being able to kill their, tap and sack thingy-mabobs. We kind of need to have good creatures for us to be able to sacrifice with that thing on the battlefield, and this is exactly what I like to see. We've got Cauldron Familiar into Trail of Crumbs, into Mayhem Devil. Can't exactly work out much better for us here. Okay. I mean, hopefully he doesn't trigger the Cauldron Familiar, choose the Cauldron Familiar with that ability, but hopefully he goes for Witch's Oven. There we go. Oh. Nice. I think triggering Cauldron Familiar with that though is worse for us currently. Alright, what we'll do is we'll swing him with the Cauldron Familiar. Hey mate, you can block it if you really want to. No, he chooses not to. What we'll probably just do is swing him with that next turn. Hopefully we get a Casualties of War, so we can get rid of that Sorcerer's Spyglass and kind of start getting to work. Does he want to get that much card draw, really? Does he want to get that much card draw? Does he? Okay. Play Trail of Crumbs, and what we'll do is we'll keep the Cauldron Familiar open. So basically if he swings in with a Midnight Reaper, I'm going to kill it. 5 mana, what could this present? He might have another Elspeth. Okay, Priest. Nice. That's nice, actually. Alright, so get Mayhem Devil in. Then what we'll do is we'll go to combat with this guy. If not, we're just going to sack a food. In order to kill so what we can actually do here is we can sacrifice a food. Just deal 2 damage to that, really. That's the best thing I see to do for us right now. He gets 2 triggers, so he hits himself for 2, which I don't mind. It's just as long as we don't have to start killing our stuffs. Right. What does he have to play here? What could he possibly have? Okay, that works.
Neither monsters nor gods will stand. If you are going to fight, fight beside me.
Alright, so let us kill these 2 little gremlins. Pay 1. Get the Bonecrusher Giant. And pay another 1. It's possible we can get. Okay, alright. Oh, there's a Casualties of War. That'd be so good right now. Oh well. Things up 2. Let's go for a hit on him. If he blocks it with both creatures, I'm fine by that. Okay. Then next turn we use Vraska to kill one of the Midnight Reapers. And we're just going to try and stonewall here. I think that's going to be the best way for us to go about it. Alright. Let's block like this. Just if we get a token generator, we can start getting it back and kill a Midnight Reaper. In fact,
I am proud of my comrades.
he's just got 4 cards here, so he could play a lot of creatures here. This could get quite messy. mean, I think Elspeth's got to die. Okay. Wait, each player sacrifices... Yeah, no, he doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to get the sack triggers off. It's quite smart from him, actually. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures, so that's 8 sacrifice triggers. Which I think he thinks will just be enough to like finish the game, which it will. Oh, I wish I'd structured a little bit differently there. And not being a bit too trigger happy. There in comes the shepherd. I'm supposed to get a 2/-3, you gain 5 life, but that's not happening now, is it? Okay, so I just need to be able to find 2 more abilities to sacrifice things in order to kind of get the win. Alright, those 2 creatures get +2/+2.
Find your valor and fight.
Right, I like how he just quickly pulls back the zombie. Alright, so he will take 2 points of damage off of a Midnight Reaper. And then we'll be able to do a fair bit of damage to him. Okay, Gutter Bones. The worst thing he could do here is each player sacrifices 2 creatures. Actually, no, it's not, because I get 8 triggers off of it. Yeah, no, that's fine. That is totally fine. If he does this, each player sacrifices 2 creatures, then they should happen simultaneously. That should be 8 triggers. That should, like, because it's 4 creatures sacrificed times by 2 Midnight Reapers. That should be 8 total damage which has come through. That's kind of why I was blocked a Midnight Reaper like that. There we go. We have actually won the game, and that's kind of why this deck is running so well currently. It's just because the Mayhem Devils are so good in this standard, like at the moment, and they work so well if you can actually get them out. But that has been my video. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. Please could you subscribe, drop a like, comment, all that good stuff, and as I help you to get mythic in this Theros standard. Goodbye.